everybody, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Villaverde. You know, humanity can and does shine in the most challenging of times.
Stay tuned as we show you how a series of world-changing events helped shape an award-winning Broadway musical.
Plus, a look at cruising. I love cruising. And simple ways to be happy.
I love that, being happy. All that and more, and The Balancing Act starts right now. Time now for Broadway Balances America, our series that takes you behind the scenes of some of the most beloved Broadway musicals as they appear across the country in your local theaters.
That's right. Today, the original musical, Come From Away, which tells the personal stories of both the generous folks of Newfoundland, Canada, and the passengers whose planes were diverted there immediately following the events of September 11th, 2001.
Amber Milt has more on how somewhere in the middle of nowhere provided a safe harbor for thousands.
It's been 17 years since those tragic events that changed our lives. But the response from a small town in Canada on September 12th and the days following inspired the creators of Come From Away to tell 16,000 stories over 5 days with 12 actors in one powerful Broadway musical. Creating a show inspired by real-life events, writers Irene Sankoff and her husband David Hine interviewed hundreds of folks who returned to Newfoundland on the 10th anniversary of 9/11.
During the first interview, we realized that we couldn't write fast enough, so we had to start recording. And then we just transcribed them, and we just listened to them over and over again.
We've been living with their words and their interviews for years now. We've been working with them. You know, it took us 6 years to get to Broadway, and every day we would hear their voices. It's meant the world to us when they come to see the show and they say, that's exactly right, that's exactly me. Even though we've had to amalgamate characters and combine storylines, we wanted them to tell us that we got it right, that that was the truth of what happened.
Helping share the true story on stage is producer Sue Frost.
What point did you become involved with Come From Away?
It was actually, when we saw it, we saw 45 minutes of it at music stands, and we were like, you know, I don't know where this is going to go, but we love it. We love the storytelling. We love the style of the storytelling. We love the music, and we love the heart of it. It's got a funny title. It's an ensemble piece. People are going to call it the 9/11 musical. We have no idea what to do with this, but we're going to figure it out.
This is Newfoundland. Welcome to the Rock. And Islander, I'm an Islander,
One element of figuring it out was the title.
Come From Away is anyone who is not from Newfoundland. So all of the people who landed there were Come From Aways.
One of those 7,000 Come From Aways was American Airlines captain Beverly Bass, whose plane was flying from Paris to Dallas on that fateful day. This pioneering pilot story was pivotal to the creation of the musical.
I was the 36 out of 38 wide bodies to land that day, and when I was on final approach, I'm looking around, and I mean, honestly, it looked like there wasn't even enough space to park the airplane. So we got parked, and it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, and they came on the airplane and told us we wouldn't be getting off until the next day. So when we got off at 7:30 the next morning, we walked into the terminal, and of course, we'd been up all night. We're exhausted, and it was probably the first time that I realized that we had landed in an incredible place, because when we walked into the terminal, it was lined with tables and tables of food.
She was the first female captain for American Airlines, but it wasn't because she was trying to make a statement, it was because she loved to fly, and that's what she wanted to do.
So you really paved the way for so many women, including your daughter, to follow in your footsteps in a field that was so dominated by men.
I am so grateful that our paving the way has helped the next generation of female pilots, and hopefully it's a little bit easier for them.
Becky Galsvig will portray Bass on the North American tour.
I'm so excited. I'm so honored. It's a thrill to play someone real, and it's a thrill to be a part of a story that is so heartfelt and so full of generosity and you know, all the things that this world needs. This story, it celebrates that, and I'm very excited to take that across the country.
Compiling so many stories into one musical means that the actors play multiple roles. and that the staging is stark and effective in its simplicity.
It's a wonderful metaphor for anyone being able to step into each other's shoes. We've got a line in the show that because we come from everywhere, we all come from away. And each of our actors plays either a come from away or a local, and at any minute we could either be welcomed or we could be welcoming people. And there's something wonderful about remembering that.
Heave away, me jolly boys, we're all bound. Farewell to Newfoundland, device, you're leaving us alone. Heave away.
It's also a bit of a Canadian sensibility in having like nothing but like a bunch of chairs and a couple tables and really willing actors.
We can put on a show.
We can put on a show, yeah.
You're everybody and you bounce around and you take turns and you sing the lead, you sing the backup. I feel like those of us that love theater really just like to get our hands dirty and get in it.
All of the characters in this musical represent real moments and people. Although cultures clashed and nerves ran high, in the end, uneasiness turned into trust, music soared into the night, and gratitude grew into enduring friendships.
What they remember, their experience of that day, was people responding with kindness.
It's not really a 9/11 story. It's about all the wonderful things that happened the next day. The kindness, the generosity, all the things that people did for us.
I feel like that's the good thing that comes out of tragedy in life is people come together.
It is a global story. Everybody has a memory of that day. And if they're not old enough to have a memory of that day, they live in the world that was created that day.
As the show tours the country, it's sure to generate just as much emotion and joy as it provokes personal memories and reminds us all of the power of the human spirit.
We are greater than the sum of our parts. Like, you know, if we just reach out to one another, you know, we can find, you know, kindness and peace.
We didn't want to tell a 9/11 story, we wanted to tell a 9/12 story, a story about how the small community responded to a larger event. And that's the story that we fell in love with. We fell in love with the people that were there and our experience of coming there. And it's a joy every day to get to share it. It's a gift.
Give it a try. Give it a try. Don't be afraid of it, because it really, truly is a story that will make you feel better.
I've seen it 107 times. I laugh, I cry at different parts in the show. And at the end of the show, my face hurts because I have smiled so much. I never get tired of it.
I've done this my whole life. I've never worked on a show like this.
Check out Broadway across America, or you can always go to our website, thebalancingact.com, for all the show information, tour dates, and more.
Welcome to the, 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 welcome to the rock.
For behind-the-scenes access to Anastasia, Andrew Lloyd Webber's School of Rock, Come From Away, Miss Saigon, Cats, go backstage with Broadway Balances America. Get an inside look at your favorite shows before they come to a city near you.
The popularity of cruises has grown massively in recent years. I mean, let's face it, a cruise is one of the most cost-effective ways to travel. In fact, cruise tourism is at a record high with more than 30 million passengers expected this year. Here to talk more about cruises and everything you need to know is Bill Panoff, publishing editor-in-chief of Porthole Cruise Magazine. By the way, your one-stop shop for all things cruise related. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic because we're going to be talking about cruising.
It's great to be here. I'm finally off a ship.
Hey, I know you were a cruise director, weren't
I was.
You were
many,
like
many years.
Love boats.
That's me. That's me. Yeah. Professional bingo caller. I do it all.
You
Yeah.
must have been so much fun.
It was great.
You might have been on one of the cruises I was in when I was younger. I mean, my parents loved cruising, and I even went on a cruise with my husband for our honeymoon.
Oh, wow.
So it was, I mean, it's just, I get to go on and on, but it's just so much fun and so cost effective.
There's no more affordable vacation out there in the industry. Where else can you go and you unpack once? The scenery changes. You get 3 ports, 4 ports. The entertainment is included. The activities are included. There's no place else in a vacation mode to include everything all at once.
Absolutely, and you feel safe as a parent. Also, the kids can go off, and there's so many things that they can do. And again, you know where they are. But you know what? It's not just luxury anymore. It's not just huge buffets at sea. I mean, this has evolved so much, hasn't it?
There are cruises for every segment. For example, there are cruises for singles. There are cruises for those who are an aging population. There are cruises that on the rivers. There are cruises in Alaska. There are cruises to Antarctica. Whatever you want. It's like a menu. It's a smorgasbord. There's something for everyone.
A smorgasbord. I love it. And I know you are an expert in everything cruising. You launched Porthole Cruise Magazine back in 1996.
I did.
It's really amazing. It's grown. It's cruising.
There you go.
It really is. Tell me about it.
Well, I started as a cruise director in my early 20s, and the industry grew so much in the last 20 years, and there was no magazine out there to speak to the consumer about the cruise experience. So I surrounded myself with people who knew publishing, and obviously I knew the cruise experience, and we developed this publication that is now the leading cruise consumer magazine in the industry. We cover destinations, we cover the new ships, we cover what's hot, we cover spas, we cover food. The total experience is right there. If you're an armchair traveler or you're a frequent cruiser, this magazine is for you, Porthole.
And what I love about it also, and correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, I haven't been on a cruise in a long time, but when I'm looking at this, I'm fascinated by all the stuff that I don't know, just all the advances, the technology on board for people. People are like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
The technology is amazing. I mean, technology has finally grown up with the cruise industry. You can go on, for example, MSC Cruises, which is an amazing cruise line.
I haven't been on that one.
Yeah, and they give you like a wristband called MSC for Me, and you can track where your children are anywhere around the ship. You can use the wristband for onboard purchases. It's a seamless experience. Other cruise lines also have adapted the same technology. It's absolutely amazing.
Tell me about your annual Reader's Choice Award. I know that's big.
Well, every year our readers, who are very loyal readers, vote on various categories. For example, the best cruise ship, the best food, the best spa, all these experiences that are relative to the ship. And every year we post the winners of our Reader's Choice Awards, and it's our most popular issue of the year.
And you have your 20th anniversary coming up soon, so that's exciting.
We do indeed,
Anything big going on?
We have a party every year attended by the who's who of the cruise industry. Every executive and every president of the industry converges on Miami Beach for this party, and it's going to be absolutely amazing.
All right, so I haven't gone cruising in about, let's see, I'm going to be completely honest, probably like 10 to 15 years. It's been a long time. So this is going to be a little bit biased on your part, but where should I go and what cruise line? What do you love? What did the Reader's Choice say?
I love them all. I love them all. I love the small cruises. I love the large, but the ones that I really enjoy are the ones that go to exotic destinations where there's not many other cruise ships going in. Some of the smaller remote islands, for example. I love river cruises because the rivers are only so wide and you have scenery going by on either side. It's a constant moving postcard. Absolutely beautiful experience. And you arrive in these ports where you can actually walk into town. You actually dock in these small towns all along the Danube, for example, and other rivers. Crystal Cruises, Amma Waterways, Viking Cruises, just to name a few. There's so many choices.
Okay, so for our viewers who'd like more information on Porthole Cruise Magazine, and I'm going to take one home because I'm going to take my kids on a cruise. My husband's coming too, by the way.
There you go, okay.
Where do they go? What's the website?
Porthole.com is our website, but if you want to subscribe, you go to porthole.com/current issue. You can also find us at the newsstands, Barnes & Noble, all across the country. Again, there's nothing else out there for the consumer. Porthole Magazine is it. We've been out there for over 20 years, and we're continuing to grow. We have a digital presence. So if you want to learn more about cruising, this is the publication for you, Porthole Cruise Magazine.
You must have been a great cruise director.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, the love words. Sing it with me.
Love, exciting and new, come along.
I love them. All right, and if you want to learn more about Porthole Cruise Magazine, you can check out our website, and that's thebalancingact.com. Again, it's Porthole Cruise Magazine. That was great.
Thank you, sweetie.
Love, exciting and new. You've probably seen this magazine at your local grocery store. First for Women is the second best-selling magazine at retail with about 3.7 million women readers. It offers the tools and inspiration they need to look good, feel great, and enjoy every aspect of their lives. And here to share more with us is Samantha Trenk from First for Women. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Olga. I'm thrilled.
I love this magazine. I've seen it. It's so vibrant. I'll give you my take, but share with our viewers what the magazine is about.
So First for Women makes their readers happy. We create a joyful and inspiring environment.
And I love the colors. There's fashion, there's food. There's even great little health tips that women don't know about, even with blood pressure, even with wrinkles. Like, you know, you grab an orange and you can look younger. That makes it fun.
Exactly.
Fun to read, right?
Yes, in this crazy world we live in, women know that they can pick up First for Women and feel great, feel happy, feel inspired.
I know, and they get great tips. Now, you've created what is called the first ever Inspiring Joy Day. Tell me about that.
Yes, April 3rd is Inspiring Joy Day.
Oh my gosh, that's my birthday.
Well, even more reason to celebrate.
Fantastic.
So this Inspiring Joy Day, we're asking our readers to carry on the message from the magazine and not only find more joy that will inspire them, but also inspire joy for others.
And we need more of that. We need to inspire people around us, even strangers. So how do we go about, Samantha, inspiring ourselves and creating more happiness, if you will?
So in addition to celebrating the holiday on April 3rd, there are some other things that we can do, such as drinking tea. At First for Women, we love drinking tea. You'll walk around the offices and see that everyone are sipping different kinds of tea throughout the day.
And it makes you happy.
Makes you so happy. There are certain kinds of tea that are mood boosting or that helps you sleep. The secret calming element of tea is L-theanine, and there are all different kinds that you can drink and just feel relaxed.
Okay, that's one tip.
Yes, yes. We love essential oils.
Oh, I do too.
My favorite is this diffuser by Guru Nanda, and there are different essential oils that you can put into the diffuser, and if you don't have a diffuser, you can just dab a few drops on your wrist, and it really just calms, kind of creates that zen-like feeling in your home, and it almost makes me feel like I'm in a spa sometimes.
It's true.
Exactly.
And it just kind of, all of a sudden, your day goes,
exactly.
And you're more calm.
Yeah, lavender at night will help you sleep. Another thing is incorporate reading into your bedtime routine.
Cannot agree more. Turn off that TV, don't look at your phone, read.
Exactly. There's nothing I love more than picking up a Harlequin love novel and just kind of like losing myself in it. Did you know that when you read, the same thing happens to your brain as when you are meditating? So that's really something that I kind of swear by. Next, eat lots of beans, fruit, and fish. These are the staples of the Mediterranean diet, and they boost mood and boost happiness.
And energy as well, exactly.
Yes.
And I think the last one is give a hug.
Yes, hug at least 5 times a day.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oxytocin is a chemical in our bodies that scientists refer to as the cuddle hormone, and it's guaranteed to make you happier.
All right, so for our viewers who'd like to learn more, where can they go, Samantha?
Firstforwomen.com.
All right, come here, give me a hug. Give me a hug. Mwah. Not to mention, April 3rd is now Inspiring Joy Day, my birthday. She has my daughter's name. There was a reason you came. There are no coincidences.
Right. Go celebrate April 3rd.
Thank you so much. And if you'd like more information, of course, you can go to our website, thebalancingact.com. Did you know in a cemetery, an outer burial container is not required by law? It is the actual cemetery that requires the use of these containers to keep the cemetery grounds in good condition. They only require the minimum standard of a concrete grave liner. Funeral homes and cemeteries are using this requirement to market other types of outer burial containers. The price difference between options such as a concrete grave liner and a bronze burial vault is extreme. The integrity of the casket cannot be guaranteed by any vault company, and this requirement typically does not exist in rural areas. It's important to understand all of the cemetery's rules and regulations prior to purchasing property. What are the chances that they pick April 3rd for Inspiring Joy Day?
Because it's your birthday and you inspire joy everywhere you go.
Love you, girlfriend.
Yeah, Happy early birthday.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, remember to head to our Facebook page and our website and follow us on Twitter.
Don't forget our Instagram at Julie and Olga.
That's right. Thanks for watching, everybody. So long. We'll see you next time.
What a coincidence, right?
It is.
I know.
It's very cool.
It's fantastic.